I was wrong. What's up, you guys? Chase the Dark Sage here, and I'm back with another episode of WEEB-ish. This is a series where I talk about anime and manga related content. If you like content like that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already. And I gotta say shout out to all my newer viewers and my returning viewers / subscribers as well. But let's not hog the video with that. Let's go ahead and get into what the video is about. Hunter x Hunter, the Chimera Ant arc. Now I know my last video, it kind of came off like I was hating on Hunter x Hunter, but I'm not hating. I just feel like the hype that people give me about it didn't really meet my expectations. But this Chimera Ant arc, though, it's something sexy. Now, I will say that this Chimera Ant arc, it did win me over for Hunter x Hunter. Like I said before, I do love the characters of Hunter x Hunter. It's just the story beforehand wasn't really winning me over. So I didn't really get down with the Hunter x Hunter fan base until the Chimera Ant arc, but still, I kind of don't get down with them because that was 70 episodes of stuff that was just training compared to this, where it was like 60 episodes of some real stuff. So I keep digressing. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you about what this season was about. It's about like 60 episodes, which is pretty long for one season. But I'm gonna tell you what this season's about. I'm gonna give you my pros, I'm gonna give you my cons. And if y'all want a spoiler review or anything like that, we will do a live stream about that one day. I don't know what day, but we're gonna do a live stream with someone else who has watched the Chimera Ant arc as well. That way we could go spitball back and forth, and I can talk with you guys as well about it. So if you aren't already, hit that post notification bell if you don't get the notifications. That way you know whenever I do it live, and follow me on Instagram. That way you know whenever I'm gonna go live. So let's get into it. So basically the Chimera Ant arc is an arc where Gon and Killua have to stop these species of ants called Chimera Ants that basically eat something and they transfer the powers or the knowledge or the personality of whatever they ate into its birthed descendant or something like that. And basically the king is going to be born, and then the selection day is going to happen, and then the king eats on the selection day of a lot of humans, and then there's 3 royal guards, and then I don't know. It's really confusing when you're trying to explain it, but when you watch it, it all makes sense. But basically, the hunters have to stop Miriam, who is the king. That's just plain and simple. It's a typical shonen. Good guy beats bad guy that's trying to dominate or destroy the world. So let's get into my pros. One of my pros with this is I definitely love this arc. This is the best arc in Hunter x Hunter. This is one of the best arcs in shonen. I'm not gonna lie, it was hyped a little bit, but I do love it. And I kind of want to say that this arc is kind of like separated in 3 parts. Like when Gon and Killua first meet Kite, a hunter that trained under Gon's dad. Pre-selection day when Gon and Killua are doing their training. And then the selection day itself, like when they're in it. Because that arc, well, that day itself lasts for like 30 episodes, I feel. But I like the way that the pacing was in this until it gets to the selection day itself. The pacing was great. I loved it. I love the dialogue, even though I had to watch it in sub. I'm dub gang. Like, look, dub is a superior way of watching anime, but I had to watch the whole arc in sub. And yeah, it's cool, but I hate Gon and Killua's voices in sub. I'm sorry, I just hate it. I do love the pacing of this arc. To me, it's the best arc pacing-wise throughout the whole show. Secondly, they introduced a new character named Kite, who is a character that trained under Gon's dad. And he's cool. I mean, he doesn't really have much character to himself. I mean, you just know that he's powerful. He's met Gon's dad, he's trained under Gon's dad, and he wants to stop the Chimera Ants. So, I mean, Kite's cool, he seems powerful. He only really has 3 moments to shine, which I don't want too powerful of a character like that within the whole season, because then he'll take away from the season, and then I'm going to wonder how my main characters are going to stop this bad guy when someone like that is in the main frame as well. So I'm glad they kind of got a way of him to get out of the season and to make Gon and Killua the main frames of this season as well. So, let's talk about Gon and Killua and their training. Because, oh my gosh, they get so powerful in this arc. The moves that they come up with is super crazy. The way they use their moves. Like I said, if you haven't seen my video before, I love Gon and Killua. I love the relationship. I love the fact that they just get powerful and more powerful with each arc that passes through. And you just see the progression slowly, but you just see how powerful they were from the start to right now. And it's just such a big jump if you just jump from the beginning, from the Hunter exam to like right now, the Chimera Ant arc. Gon and Killua, they're always going to be good because I feel like the creator of this anime / manga, he knows what he's doing with these characters. He is the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho, so he already has a little bit of, experience with creating characters and making them, fleshed out and giving them their own characteristics of personality and making them their own. In this arc, I really didn't feel like any character was in the limelight except for Gon and Killua, obviously, but I never felt like Gon was just the main character and Killua was a supporting type. They are both their main characters in the story, and I definitely love that. Like usual, Gon is a charismatic type, and Killua is just like the the pessimistic type, which I kind of like because he's powerful, but he's just gonna tell it to you straight. Like, he has no filter on his mouth, and I love that. Killua also comes off as the really calculated one within this arc as well, and I really love that about his character because Gon, he's the powerhouse. Killua, he's the brains, even though he got some bronze too. Another pro I like is the main antagonist, which is Miriam, and oh my gosh. Woo! What they did with Miriam in this arc was so great, especially towards the end. They make you feel for the villain in this one. Like, and I hate that because they did the same thing in Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm not gonna spoil it in case you haven't seen it, but they did the same thing in Yu Yu Hakusho, and I hated it because I didn't like Miriam at first, but then I started to like him. Oh my god, Miriam was such a goat. But I do like his character concept. He does remind me of Cell with his tail, and plus he's all green, which is kind of weird. His design reminds me of Cell a little bit, and I've seen a lot of people say that he reminds him of Cell. I feel like I jumbled that up all too much. But yeah, Miriam does remind me of Cell. You actually get to like his character a little bit. You get to see what his character is like because he's just born into this world that he really doesn't know what he's supposed to do, but he just knows that he's supposed to take over it because his title is king. But basically, they kind of make him human in this arc, which I really do like. Last pro is the fighting scenes. Oh my gosh, the fighting scenes were so great in this arc. I just love the training arc, especially when you meet this new character named Shoot and Knuckle, and when Gon has to fight Knuckle, and then he has this thing called bankruptcy, which it kind of like adds interest onto your Nen when you had this little piggy bank thing of Nen on your back. Man, it is so dope. I think that's a powerful character, and my favorite character coming from this arc is Morel with the smoke. Oh my gosh, because he literally comes with the smoke. That was a funny one. I know. Yeah, ain't gotta tell me. I know that was pretty funny. But I definitely love Morel. He was super smart. He knew exactly how to use his Nen abilities, and I just love that. Because in this arc, they show more Nen users, and I love the fact that each of them are just so different in the way that they use their Nen and the way they utilize it in certain situations. Now, when Gon was training against Knuckle, those were some heat battles, especially when he powered up his Jajanken, and then he really realized how much power could be behind it and all that type of stuff. And then they go through this whole arc where Gon kind of like loses his Nen for a little bit, but he gains it back. It's pretty dope. I really love it because it kind of sets the characters back. You get a little more character time with the actual characters instead of you just seeing them beat up on bad guys and things like that. Okay. I know I probably said last pro, but this is another pro. They show a lot of the villain side of whatever they're doing, and I kind of like that at a point because we know what they're doing instead of wondering what they're doing. We know what they're doing, what they're thinking, how they're thinking. You see the choices of some of the Chimera Ants, and you see like how they're kind of developing as their own person rather than them just being a soldier. And I really like that because it makes them as well be human, even though they came from humans. Yeah, this whole thing gets confusing still. Now let's go ahead and go into my cons. It's not that many cons on here, but oh my gosh. My biggest con was on the selection day with all the narration. I know, guys, you need the narration because I think it was like 10, 15 episodes went by and it was like 3 minutes, like in their time. Now, I know you're not gonna really grasp everything that's happening on screen, but the narration bogged the pacing down horribly for like 10 to 15 episodes, and I couldn't deal with it, guys. Like, I'm binging through these episodes. Every now and then, I'm skipping the narration size dialogue because it was so uninteresting. Every time a character would say a piece of dialogue, just a line of dialogue, the narrator would come in and do 10 minutes of dialogue, like, or 10 minutes of narration. And it was just bogging the anime down, and I just could not stand it. It was super boring. It put me to sleep multiple times. It slowed me down to watching because I was getting hyped to the selection day, and then they started bogging it down with all the narration. It's like that for like 15 episodes, and man, that bogged it down a lot. Another con I have in this is with some of the characters that they give prevalent screen time to, and they don't really develop them, or you don't really care for them, or they just come off as wasted potential because there were some characters I expected a lot more from, and they didn't really meet my expectations, or they didn't really do much compared to the screen time that was given to them, and I'm thinking they were going to make a bigger impact within the story, but they didn't, and I was kind of saddened by that. And certain characters, well, let me tell you this arc, it gets real. Certain characters, they die in this, and I just didn't really care for the deaths at some point. I know this might be a spoiler. I'm not going to say who dies or anything like that, but certain characters die and things like that, and I just didn't feel for the death. It didn't hurt me. Obviously, it's going to hurt the main characters because, you know, this is their show, but it didn't really hurt me as a viewer. Like, I didn't really care for them because they didn't give them enough screen time, or they didn't give them enough personality for me to actually connect with these characters. And thirdly, some things that they did when a certain thing happened and a certain character gets amnesia or whatever, and Other characters just act super weird in this. They just act, to me, it was just so weird. Like, the mood was just killed. Like, oh my God, the mood was killed. But those are my only cons about this. So obviously, if I only have those few cons and I have a lot of pros with this, y'all know that I really enjoyed this season of Hunter x Hunter. I was about to call him my hero by accident. That was about to be very disrespectful. But yeah, guys, I really love this season of Hunter x Hunter. It was very great. The pacing was good until the selection day. The characters are pretty dope. I definitely love the new character of Morel, Knuckle. I kind of like Shoot. I really don't like him, but I really love Knuckle and Morel. And I love the fact that they're giving all these characters certain abilities that other characters can't use, and it's just like their specialty. And I really love that because it creates more diversity within the cast. And also it makes some interesting character moments for them when they're doing the jokes, because I did love the comedic timing on this season as well. Their comedic timing on this one was far better than all the other ones. Like the other ones, they weren't bad, but this one had a lot more comedic timing, a lot more smart jokes, and a lot more of that anime comedy, basically. Sadly, there was no fan service though. I definitely would have loved some fan service. But that is it for my review, guys. I give this season an 8.5. The way they made me feel for the villain, the way they made me love the characters even more than I did before, the way the pacing was until they got to the selection day, I definitely love it. I think this is an anime that everyone should watch. It's 60 episodes, so it's about half of the show, but the 70 episodes before, it's all right. But the Chimera Ant, yeah, that won me over. Like, I'm a Hunter x Hunter fan now. But let me know what you guys thought about Hunter x Hunter. I had to put some respect on the name. I got it. I had to do another video on what I thought about the Chimera Ant arc, because I know a lot of people saw my previous video and they said that the Chimera Ant arc will win you over, and y'all didn't lie. It did. But that's it for the video, guys. If you like content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. Also, who is y'all's favorite character from Hunter x Hunter? Mine currently is Gone, but I also love Morel, because Morel with that smoke, pretty dope. But that is it for the video, guys. I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. Dark Sage out. Peace.